Hey guys, let's look at particle calculations with Avogadro's number. So I want you to go on page 58 of your notebook, and if you don't have your notebook, just grab a blank sheet of paper. Remember, there's always scrap paper up in front under the elephant by the fire blanket. So make sure you have a piece of blank paper or page 58 in your journal. So at the bottom of page 58, we're going to draw the mole map. So it's up on the board for you, and some of you may have already copied it, but let's just go ahead and go over it one more time. So the mole is in the middle. Then we've got grams over here and atoms over here. Now, this map is truly reversible, so we could put the grams on the other side, but we're just going to show this way right now. So when we want to get between moles and grams, do you remember what we need to use? It's that red number on the periodic table for each element. That's called the molar what? Molar mass. I can't spell. All right, molar mass. There we go. So you're going to get the molar mass for every element. Remember, that's the grams in 1 mole. So we use this to help us get between grams and moles. So if I want to get 2 moles, I am going to divide by the molar mass. Okay. So whenever I want to get from grams to moles, I'm going to divide by the molar mass. So whatever grams they give me, I divide those grams by the molar mass, and that gives me moles. Now, what if I want to go from moles to grams? Here's where I'm going to take my molar mass, and remember, when you start with moles, you multiply. So I'll multiply by the molar mass, and that will give me grams. So for example, if I had aluminum and its molar mass is 27, and I have 2 moles of aluminum, 2 times 27 is going to give me 54 grams. Okay. So these are the rules for getting between moles and grams. Now we're going to look at going between moles and particles. This is just another step, and so if we were only doing this side, it would just be 2 boxes, your given and then your conversion. But when we're doing this side too, we're going to have 3 boxes. So let's take a look at what that is. So over here, we've got Avogadro's number. That's how we get between moles and atoms and other particles like molecules and formula units. Do you remember Avogadro's number? 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Remember, in the calculator, we're putting that in as 6.02 EE23. This is the number of particles in a mole. It could be atoms or molecules or formula units. So, what if I want to go from moles and I want to get to atoms and particles? Well, remember, if you start with moles, you need to multiply. So we're going to multiply times Avogadro's number. Okay, so you're going to multiply by Avogadro's number, and that's going to give you the number of atoms. So if I have 2 moles, it would be 2 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, which would be 12.04 times 10 to the 23rd. And then I need to change that to 1.02 times 10 to the 24th. What if I want to go from moles to atoms? That's multiplying, right? And then if I want to go from atoms to moles, so if I want to go back this way, this is where I'm going to divide by Avogadro's number. So say if I started out with 1.204 times 10 to the 24th, and I divided that by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, that would give me 2 moles. So here's an example. So let's say I'm starting out with 1.204 EE23. That's my given number of atoms. And let's say we're going to do atoms of copper. Okay, so I'm going to divide by, so I'm going from atoms to moles, divide by Avogadro's number. So now I'm going to put in 6.02 EE23. Okay, get that answer. Oops, I did that wrong. Sorry, that should have been 1.204 EE24 divided by 6.02 EE23. Okay, and that gives you 2 moles. So now I've gotten from here, dividing by Avogadro's number, getting to moles. Now I have 2 moles. What if I want to know how many grams I have? So we said we had grams of copper. So we're going to find the molar mass of copper. What is that? Right, it is 63.546. We're going to round that to 64 this time. So now I can take my 2 moles times 64 grams per mole of copper, and that's going to give me a total of 128 grams. Okay, so that's the way I would go between atoms to moles to grams. I could go the other way too. So we're going to look at that on your homework sheet in just a minute.